Hi, I'm Daniel. I'm a sleep physician. And if you have insomnia, this channel is for you. Good news! Alessio from episode 110 is already sleeping much better. And he has a question. Can insomnia be fully eliminated? Nice having you back here. And if you are new to this channel, welcome to you. Hope you find something valuable here. So, really good news. In fact, that was the title of an email I received. Was it today or yesterday? 14 hours ago, so I guess it was yesterday, from Alessio. And of course, that was very encouraging. And then I read the email, and it was very, very nice to hear that he's already doing so much better. If you haven't watched episode 110, you can do that for background. And before we get to this email and a question from Alessio, as always, nothing here is specific medical advice to anyone, but general thoughts and advice that I hope will be helpful to anyone that is tuning in. Now, that said, let's read this email together that, again, I received 14 hours ago. Hi, Daniel. I'm definitely happy to say that I am moving in the right direction. The last couple of nights have been very good. I think moving forward, I have to limit my worries about sleep, and then I will really start to see consistent improvements. Yep, definitely a big insight here. What I am learning, in fact, I want to say, in clinic, in my where I'm employed as a sleep doctor and I'm seeing patients, I see a lot of people doing well and improving with cognitive behavioral therapy, but I don't get to know them in a way as intimately as I get to know a lot of the viewers that I'm interacting with here. I don't get to see kind of the day-to-day or week-to-week struggle or improvements. And one thing I'm realizing is that I think a key aspect, like the turning point for many that have insomnia, is when they stop worrying. When they come to a realization that insomnia, even if I sleep bad, it doesn't have a huge impact. Maybe it's not as big of a deal as I thought in the beginning. And we start thinking in those terms, you are beginning to to reverse the whole process that made you have insomnia in the first place. So definitely, Alessio, yes. The less you can worry about sleep, the better you will sleep. Definitely. One quick question. So I'm going back to the email here. One quick question. Do you think it is fully possible for insomnia to be eliminated? So the question is here, like, once you have had trouble sleeping, can you go back to, not having any trouble at all? And the quick answer is, yeah, absolutely. A lot of people have trouble sleeping and get over it and then sleep fantastic. And let me actually read a little bit further, because there's some insight here that'll help me answer the question even better. So, do you believe insomnia can fully enjoy sleeping again? And then, I know my insomnia has not been nearly as severe as others, so I'm especially hopeful that this is possible. Yep, again, I totally agree with you, Alessio. The milder your insomnia was to begin with, the more likely it is that you become you recover completely and you can actually enjoy sleeping again, definitely. And to go along in that line of thinking, I have a lot of patients in clinic that have had pretty much a lifelong struggle with sleep, where they tell me that this started in my teens, or even that, my parents told me I was not a good sleeper. And then I see them when they're in their 40s or something like that. And when I see people like that, then I set, I kind of set the expectations, a little bit lower than maybe for you, Alessio, meaning I tell them, you've had a lifelong struggle with sleep, so you may never become one of those people who are like, I go to bed, fall asleep quickly, I sleep great, and I have no problems. That's something you have to accept, that if you have a lifelong history and you're now in your 40s or 50s, you may not become a person who sleeps great, but you can sleep a lot better. But then, other people like you, Alessio, you have kind of milder trouble and maybe not for such a long time. I definitely think you can completely overcome your insomnia. And just one example of that, as I already told you, Alessio, in an email, but I'm sharing with everybody else here, check out Insomnia Insight number 108 from a few days ago, where I talked to Martin Reed, who himself overcame insomnia and has, as far as I know, no trouble sleeping now. In fact, he's helping other people. That that was the main thing I wanted to talk about today. As always, thank you, Alessio, for sharing this. And I have one little thing I want to share was that I'm almost caught up when it comes to like uploading the podcast episodes, meaning like the audio from these YouTube videos to podcast. And you may actually be hearing this for the first time on a podcast, which means that if you're interested primarily in podcasts, then I will now be able to work a little bit more on them, meaning I can create a specific intro to them rather than just taking the audio from these video clips. As always, any questions, any thoughts, any comments at all, I am happy to get them. And you can email me at daniel@insomniainsight.co or leave a comment here. And I hope to have you back here very soon. Until then, take it easy. Bye-bye.